hello everybody. Howdy, howdy, howdy. Happy Saturday. Happy Saturday to you. Get the comments up here. I can't see you guys yet. I know you're there, some of you. I can feel your presence. The computer wants to cooperate. Down there, there we go. Okay. Now I can see the comments. Hey, from Quebec and New Zealand and Kat, I made it and I found you. Oh, you're both here. There's Kathleen and Catherine. Kat and Catherine, both. Man, well, the production value, you guys, won't be quite as good as Nick's was last night. But we'll see what we can do. See what we can do. Hey, Chip. All right. Hey, guys. Hey, everybody. Hey, Freddie. Kathleen, I hope you heard me say hey. Hey, Doug. Hey, my Puerto Rican friend. How are you, man? Hope it's prettier down there than it is here. Nasty rainy weather. Of course, it's almost dark too. Hey, Linda. Hey, Amy. Hi to everybody. Howdy, howdy, howdy. How about that? We'll just cover everybody. Fred. So I've got, this is a little scene I did on a smaller canvas. It's 12 or 24 is what I'm working on. I did a 10 by 20 with it when I did it for class. We'll have northern lights, a mountain, water, trees. Easy painting. And I've already got liquid clear on my canvas. You can't see that. It's glaring pretty good at me. Make sure if you're painting along that you don't put too much of that liquid clear. It's a thin amount. And you're almost going to wipe it back off. You can take a paper towel. Be careful just wiping the paper towel on the canvas because it'll get the little fibers on there that nobody wants to see later on. But be careful, just wipe a little bit of it back off. Go over it like this, and you're in good shape. And we'll just get right to it, okay? Mount Airy, North Carolina. We used to drive right through there. Connecticut and Massachusetts. Well, I hope everybody's well and having fun. It's a Saturday night. I'm sorry you're stuck here with me, but we'll try to make you happy. We'll try to make you happy. Well, I'm having problems with my waves too. I always do, so no big deal. We'll do an ocean scene soon. All right, so I've got phthalo green, titanium white, and I've got Bob Ross mountain mix. You can use midnight black too. It doesn't really matter. The color doesn't matter as much as long as it's dark. As long as it's good and dark, it'll work just fine. It's lunchtime there. Lunchtime Sunday. Yeah, Columbia. Hey. Javier, Judy, Carly. Hey. Working on acrylics this afternoon. You're not sorry to be here painting with me? I'm going to grab some of that phthalo green. I'm just using that same dirty brush. Tap into it there. Tap into it, and I want to cover the whole canvas with phthalo green. You know, I always speculate if it's better to do this, but it's kind of a boring step. But I want you guys to see me doing it rather than just it being done. Takes a little bit of time, extra time, but no big deal. So we want to put a little bit on there, and we want to see something kind of like that. We want to be able to see it on our finger. If it's too faint, your northern lights won't be very pretty at all. So if you start getting to where your hand is sticking to the canvas, wipe some of that paint back off the canvas, please. All right, so we'll go up here and just kind of get up here. And I'm really, when I'm loading the paint on the canvas, I keep my hand on that barrel because I can really push a little harder. So be careful there when you're painting to get off that pressure a little bit later on. But it's a good way to cover this canvas, and we'll cover the whole thing. And you see it's kind of a transparent color. You can see it a little bit in certain light. So you should be able to see where you've been. But you can also do that fingerprint test real quick. Hey, Barry. We'll see what we can paint today. It's going to be northern lights, that's for sure. Northern Lights for sure. I painted this one in class. People like it, but it's a very simple. I sold it around to show you. That's not what we're painting. Alright. Make sure you get enough down in your water too, because we want to be able to reflect whatever we're seeing up in the sky. And just really get in there and push that into the canvas. I can kind of do this and watch the screen a minute. Hey Kathy. Did I say hello to Tanisha? If I didn't, there you go. Tanisha's here. You know what the weather like here. It's nasty here right now. Alright, and I'm just seeing some spots that I need to make sure. I'll check it. I always fingerprint check mine. Even if I'm just painting by myself, I check it. So it's always a good habit to get into. Make sure you get enough paint on here. I want to make sure we got plenty of paint and go up and down it. All our pressure there, go up and down it. Go up and down, go side to side even. Good, man. Whatever you want to do. However you get that paint on there, you put it on with a roller, I don't really care. That's a little faint over there, that's what I want to show you here. A little bit faint there. I can see it on my canvas here, but I wanted to show you different areas that look a little faint. So I know I need to go back to those areas and cover that up a little better. Right there, and right there, and right there. So check it. Again, you'll be happier with your painting. If you're a little more careful with these initial steps, you'll be much happier with the painting at the end. Alright. And if I miss you coming in and don't say hi, I'll say another general hi. Howdy. Or we'll do howdy. It's just I'm probably watching the canvas when you're saying hi. Alright. Again, there's probably people like just tuning in. Maybe they've never watched before or something. They're probably like, this is the most boring step. It is. I agree with you 100%. There, let's throw a little color down here too. I'm using a good canvas. So, should be covered well now. Yeah, we're good there. We're good there. We're good there. Okay. Boring part's done. Well, maybe that was the exciting part for you. Who knows? Who knows? I'm just getting rid of my fingerprints. Don't leave your fingerprints because I let one dry one time. I tested it and up in the sky I could still see my fingerprint. Alright, there it is. There we go. Yeah, drink of my Gatorade. Alright, so we want to put some northern lights up in this sky. Pretty easy process. I'm going to take a fan brush. Yeah, which one I want to use here. So we got a really longer mountain than normal because this is a long canvas. Whatever side works. I mean, you can turn it portrait, whatever. We can turn this a long way and do it. It doesn't matter. But for me, I'm going to have a really long mountain. We've got no evergreens in this one. There's a couple little trees here and a few little bushes down here and some water. Nothing major. But I want to take a fan brush and go into titanium white, and I'll show you what that looks like. Alright. Something like that. Hey Patsy. Caught somebody. Sam said wolf and Abigail said bark. We are all watching. Alright. Good deal. So what I found the easiest doing these kind of Bob Ross northern type lights is just to kind of draw you a little outline to start with. I've got maybe this one kind of curved back right here. Something like that. One second, let me grab something. I forgot. Right back. Picture of the painting. We try to get as close as we can. I've not left you alone. If I get it back here. There we go. Alright. Shouldn't need a guideline, but just in case, who knows. And then some sort of, we got like 3, but they're a little odd. So sometimes just wiggle and jiggle them in here. It doesn't really matter. And right now, just the first step there. Okay? Just the first step. I always kind of do it this way and just kind of lay them out a little bit. Maybe this one comes there. And Boy, it wiggles and jiggles all over the place, you know. Something like that. And if they get too weird, we can change them anytime. And I think I even had a little ghostly one over here. The northern lights are a natural phenomenon, so let them be. That looks a little too, you know, so we'll just, too perfect, so we just kind of mess it up a little bit. Okay. Now, what I also like to do when I draw my little outline, load my fan brush back up. And then I just want to find a few little areas, just to kind of, I don't want any on that one, but just tap a little extra color here and there. Okay? And that will kind of raise up the lights a little bit. Don't pull on these just yet. Don't pull on them yet. Probably enough up there. And it looks like a mess when you do this, by the way. Very odd. And it's better to start with a little bit of white, because we can always go back and add. So I'm just going to tap a little bit right through, maybe right there. And some of these will get lost behind our mountain anyway. Alright, grab your paper towel and a 2-inch brush or a 1-inch brush. Either one. Either one. I find the 2 does a little better actually, because it's a little softer pulling on these canvases. Okay? Got a clean brush here. And we'll just do this little one. All you're going to do with that brush is go pop these up. Pop them up. Pop them up. Okay? And this little one doesn't have a lot of white paint, but what I like to do is I go across here, just kind of wipe that paint back off on a paper towel so I don't pick up too much of it at one time. We just kind of set them in the sky like that. Okay? Let's do this one. We're just going to wipe some of that excess off. So we want to keep some dark up in the sky. Okay? Just pulling up, straight up. Wipe that off. Wipe it off. There's 2 northern lights, but again we can change them. We can adjust them. We can add more if you want. So this is probably the easiest thing that Bob does, but a lot of people like it. I always have success with classes with these northern light type ones. And this is also one of the reasons you want to make sure you get enough green in there. I'll show you a little trick I can do sometimes to make sure that my colors stay fairly bright. Just pull up now. I'll wipe my brush off a little bit. Pull up. Pull up. You can pull these up to your ceiling if you want to. However much you want to. Let them be yours. Let the shapes be different. Change the shapes if you want to. Mine look a little rough and ragged. Kind of wipe that brush and pull. And I'm pulling pretty hard, guys. Pretty good bit of pressure there. Good bit of pressure. There we go. That looks pretty good, actually. You know, they're gonna look blue on. They look blue on my TV monitor, and they look greener on my computer monitor. I can see. So it just depends, I guess, what you're watching on. But I don't know that I need to brighten any areas up. I kind of like it right now, but I'm going to show you a couple of things that you can do if you don't like yours. And just always wipe that brush back off. And you can get down here, even start down here at the bottom and come through these. That's probably enough. But let's say, like right there maybe. All right. That little area I don't care for as much. Just lightly tap a little bit more white right there. But also, if it's not, and I want to show you this, if it's not green enough, like you got pure white on the canvas, you can take a 1-inch or a 2-inch or this fan brush and just tap a little green color back in there. And that will add some of that phthalo green back on the canvas, so that will brighten or put some color into your white, I guess I should say. So let's leave that be for now. Alright, what do you think? Is that okay? Everybody okay with that? Yeah, and it's recorded. It'll be on here for as long as I leave it. I'll leave it for a good while. And if you find any other areas, guys, see that there's not really, you could shoot. I'll show you real quick. I mean, if you want some just some little color, pop something in. These are, see, we worry about the shape of them, but if you could just have a blob of color, it could just be color in the sky. There wouldn't be any real shape there. It's just whatever appeals to you that you want to paint. So there's an undercoat of phthalo green. It's all we're using, phthalo green. Phthalo green and a little bit of liquid clear before that. All right, is that okay? If we wanted to, we could put stars. But I think I've got enough. I think I've got enough that probably don't need stars. If you want to, you can take a little thinner and put a little stars in there. I will show you guys. I don't have anything to do. We'll just do it. Just gotta be careful with this stuff. So I'm gonna clean my brush out just a little bit, just to get a little thinner residue. Leaves a little thinner residue in it. Go into some of my titanium white and thin it down. You remember how Bob always talked about ink consistency? Don't do the ink consistency here. You want a little thicker than that, but almost that. And test it. You can test it on your palette even. You can also test it if you get dog hair in your knife. Oh yeah. And put some little stars maybe in some of these darker areas. You really won't have as much control in it like this, but you'll see them later on. They'll sparkle, and it gives depth to the black, which pushes or brings the lights forward and pushes the dark back, in my opinion. Like there's something else besides these lights here. And it's pretty nice. Just don't worry about focusing on areas that have a lot of northern lights. Focus on the areas that you left kind of dark. You'll all see that better in a picture when I put one on there, but they're there. They're there. So some stars. You can probably tell if you haven't already that I like doing those stars. So it's a pretty neat little trick, and I think it adds something. Hey James, thanks for the summary there. That's great. Thank you. We got people hitting anger signs and sad signs. Oh, I'm sorry. We don't need to make you angry. All right. Let's put a mountain on here. How about that? Yeah, put some mountain on here. All right, so I've got mountain mix. You can use just black. You can mix up a color if you want to. Just take some phthalo blue and alizarin crimson to make you a dark color, and some Van Dyke brown maybe in there. But I got mountain mix, so I'm going to use it. Straight black, midnight black, or any black that you have will work. I'm going to cut off a little roll of paint. You'll see that? I don't know if you'll be able to see it. Probably got a big glare on it. You're like, quit blinding me, Bram. Yeah, it's a black canvas when I started. It's with black gesso. All right, where do we want? We don't want to kill all of our lights, but we do need to kill a couple of them. So how about right here is our big peak. I'll raise it just a little bit more. There we go. And I'm just going to put a shape on here and we'll play with it. Let that kind of come down there. Don't kill all your lights. You paint the northern lights and then you cover them up, essentially is what's happening. There's a little peak there. Move that knife around to change whatever you want. It's your world, so put whatever you want on here. You want a hippopotamus in the sky? Paint one. Best advice I can give you. Don't ask me to paint one. I got another one right here. It's kind of right here. And just kind of let this one tail off. It's going to be I might put a little something else in here. Maybe we'll have 3 peaks this time, because it's a little bigger canvas than the original. But watch, don't kill all those lights and let that black, even just the shape of the black mountain looks nice on this painting. Once we all stretch it out and get comfortable with it here. Don't kill your lights, so. I just move that knife around to form my mountain, but I'm keeping a nice top edge. You've got to keep your top edge nice and dark. Maybe there's another little bitty guy right there. I won't cover up much of that. And let's go off over that way. We may change the painting a little bit as we get through it. We may not like it like we did last time. Alright, so there's the long mountain range. Phew. This is a big mountain here. Well, no apology necessary, Dorothy. If you can drop in, you can leave, you can come back. We won't be mad at you. No worries, no worries. Okay. going to take that knife and I'm going to get in here and I'm going to right to the edge of that paint. I'm going to scrape all that paint that put paint on, take paint off. That's pretty much what you're doing here when you're making a mountain. But we got the dark on the canvas so that it stained the canvas and it's there now. Plus this is black canvas, so that helps a little bit. Scraping it off. And if you ever go out just like I did just there, I kind of went outside my line, I just went back and fixed it. Don't be scared of the canvas. You know, the worst thing you can do is have to start over. The worst thing you can do is just stop. I mean, start tomorrow. It will be okay if you don't like it. It will be okay. Don't let it scare you. Alright. Find the brush I was using before and we'll go back to that one. Hey Mickey, I must have missed Mickey. I'm going to take my 2-inch brush and I'm not going to pull this mountain down very far. Okay? Because I don't want to pull it all the way down here because I have no water left. So I'm just kind of pull it out just a little bit. So this way a little bit with that one and just kind of mist it out a little bit. You know, on a black canvas you don't see it like you do on a normal white gesso canvas. I say normal, I don't know that they're normal, but most people are used to white canvases, not the black ones. If you're new to painting, especially new to bob painting, bob style painting. Pulling that way, and maybe I'll pull this one this way a little bit and make a little peak there. You can start seeing little peaks and valleys. I don't know if they'll show up on the monitor for you guys, but they do for me when I'm sitting in front of it. There, put that one back there. But there, nice little shape there that we can throw some snow on. And we'll stop a minute and let everybody catch up if you're painting along. Everybody see okay? I think these longer canvases actually work better for you guys to see. And I'm fine to, you know, be on the camera more looking at you, but I figure you need to see this more than you need to see me. Plus, I might scare you. I don't want to scare people off. Oh, there we go. Yeah, there's a little better view. A little better view of me. We don't need that. Okay. Everybody caught up? That looks pretty to me. Just leave it like that. I mean, put some water down here, of course. But other than that, it looks pretty good. We'll put our water in after we get our mountain snow on and get our shadows done. Alright. I like to step back and don't be in a rush. Don't be in a rush. I put one on there for all you followers on there on my page. I said it was a 10-minute paint. I think it took me 15 minutes, 27 seconds. What I have on the back of it. I don't like it. I don't like painting fast. Not for me. If it's for you, you do it. You do you and I'll do me. Alright. Well, I got me some titanium white. But if we got all this phthalo green and this northern lights going on up in the sky, don't you think that the snow would not just be white? Wouldn't we have some of that phthalo green? Hey, what's shaking, bacon? What's kicking chicken? Dana Jester here to stir it up. Somebody just called me a minute ago, by the way. Get off the phone. So I'm not busy. I put some phthalo green in my... Hey, Rochelle. I put some phthalo green in my white. And I'll show you here. Hopefully there's enough. And all I did is I'm not changing the color. I want it to be bright, but I want it to be a little bit of phthalo green. We'll see if you guys can see this. Look how I'm holding this knife. It's more important than anything. Loading that knife with that little roll of paint and then holding it with just no pressure. And just kind of going in. Yeah, I need more phthalo green. Just kind of touching here. Letting that snow just kind of pull right off that knife. I need a little more phthalo green in here. I don't want it to be. Don't get me like a little bit of white and a lot of phthalo green. You kind of want mostly white, but you still want to be able to see that green in the sky. There we go, a little bit more. Yeah, and I might go back over that, but just pull like that. Okay, and you leave all those little holes and breaks, especially on black canvas. if you're having trouble with mountains and you need a little encouragement, get you a black canvas and do a mountain, because honestly, it's easier to get the little breaks and things in there than on a white canvas, just because you've already got the dark in there. So any little place the snow might jump or pick up, or a bump on the canvas, and then the next little spot's black, I mean, it looks natural. Of course, we always know, I always mention it, that looks a little too bright for a nighttime mountain, but who cares? Well, I like colors. Well, that's not true. That's a lie. I like painting with two colors usually. I like contrast, I think, more than anything. I don't have squeaky chairs not here. If you're a regular, squeaky chairs. Where got squeaky chair? He wasn't squeaking the other night. I think maybe he got stage fright. I'm looking at this and thinking maybe like a grayish white. So I'm using the mountain mix, which has a little bit of lavender feel to it, and white for a shadow. And we'll go ahead and do a little bit of shadow here before we move on. We'll see if we like this or not. Yeah, I like that. And your midnight black would give you this little lavender hint too. A little bit right there. Who knows? Don't let your mountain get too low, though. We want to have a good bit of water. And we may change this one a little bit as we go through it. We don't know. I don't know. I never know. Hard to copy a painting exactly. Yeah, if you got any, thanks. James is on it tonight. Thank you, James. I have to give you like a helper certificate or something here. Appreciate it. I'll let this one kind of come in front of that one a little bit. See how nice green as I like, guys. You know the truth. I'll show you a little trick to do there. If you oh, there's a little green. There we go. There's what I want. Yeah, there. Okay, there we go. I like that green. So let me show you this before I forget. Take some pure phthalo green if you want, or more phthalo green and white, maybe just mix them, but more to the phthalo green side. And if you're careful, this might not be good if you're just starting. Just throw here and there a little bit of pure phthalo green or almost pure phthalo green on top of that white. Another way to get that done. However you get it done is up to you. Hey friend, no worries, we're not going anywhere. Squeaky chair will be back. I just think he needs a little time off. Put me a little shadow back here. A little shadow right in there. I like that shadow color. I like that shadow color. Pull a little bit there. If you got a little pull over a little bit of the green or the white, it's fine. That would naturally happen, and then we can just keep working here, cleaning as we go. Go back and throw a little highlight back over something that you might want to clean up. Okay. Don't worry about down here. I'll get rid of that one. Alright. Hi Tammy Vanover. How are you? Mom and Dad are in here somewhere. Okay. Still got my phthalo green. I might right here just want a little bit of a swoop. Kind of like that. Raise it up a little bit. Before we move on, we'll put our shadow in. This is easier, guys, especially if you're a beginner, just to do your highlights and then do your shadow. But there's no requirement to do it that way. We won't flunk you. There. I got a mess on my palette. Does anybody else get a dirty palette, like really nasty, filthy? I've got a big, I should show you guys what I use. Butcher paper. But it gets nasty, and I've only got 2 colors I'm working with here. Already. Go in at an angle. That's a little bright for me. I'll probably put a little phthalo green back on there. Oh, we got it right here, maybe. Don't let it get too low. We'll have to cut that mountain off a little bit. Oh, let's go ahead and put a little bit. If you got a little peak like this, just maybe this is lays a little flatter. Maybe it's a little something like this. Just put a little bit. Don't need a lot. Don't need a lot. We can go ahead. Once we got that done, we can go ahead and sneak in here and put our shadow in right there. There. Yeah, I'll show you my palette at the end here tonight, guys. I don't know why I never do that. Should show you at the beginning, shouldn't I? Yeah, I'm too lazy to hold that big palette. A little bit of a shadow here. We'll go back and clean this up. Shadow, you always want less of the shadow than you do of the highlight. Or I do. Maybe you're a darker person, which I don't believe. Or to be darker than me. Or like the dark as much. There we go. Okay. Now we can clean up a little bit. Watch this. Well, I want a little bit brighter right there. Right on that peak there. Just change it. Change that shape just a little bit. Okay. If I want to just kind of swoop right there. Bring that down a little bit. Alrighty. Use up what I got left here. Maybe a little further down. I want to kind of stop soon. I want to lose all my water, right? So the mountain's a little closer to us than the other one. Alright, got my shadow color. Let's I'm using the number 10, I guess. Linda. It's the big one. I never use the small one. If I need a small edge, I'll just flip it over and use that little small edge. I never have like the little knife. Yeah, it has its purpose, I guess, but not for me. Once you get used to the big one, you make it work in little areas even. Just by the pressure and the feel of the touch. Easier to do there. Get more done with it too. We can tinker with this mountain all day. We could spend probably 2 hours on this mountain. Hey Jeff, no worries. There is no late here. Okay? Other people have said they're sorry for being late. Don't worry. I'm not going anywhere. Maybe a little bit spills over there. Touch a little bit here and there. We don't want to tinker too long because I don't want to keep you guys all night. We'll watch some TV shows or something. I don't know why I'm always mentioning TV shows. I really don't watch a lot. Netflix or something. We don't have TV. We don't have cable. If you're looking for a good show, fairly serious, but a comedy, kind of dramedy, I guess. Afterlife is on Netflix, season 2. Really good. I watched the whole thing last night. It's like six episodes. So, really good, but it is a little sad. Don't blame me, I warned you. I think that's enough, probably. We could tinker, like I said, we could tinker all day, but we don't need to. Don't like something, go back and change her. Go back and change it. Little areas here I'm just cleaning up. Never be worried about cleaning up a mountain. There. Let that come out a little more. Take the small edge of my knife here and just kind of pull. Always, every little peak has to have its own little shadow. Sometimes you can just pull the white and actually make a little bit of a shadow there. A little rocky. Alright. You're the teacher. Well, you don't. I don't know. I'm just a painter. I'm not a teacher. Now, I do teach, but I just show you how. You guys are the creators, not me. Everybody always impresses me when you put your paintings on there. They look better than mine. And I guess that makes me proud if you're watching and doing better than me. I might get a little jealous of you though too. Who knows? Alright. Let's just clean. I'm cleaning off this brush just to get a little of the excess paint off. And we just want to smooth out this mountain at the bottom here a little bit. But I can't take it down much lower. I won't have any room for any water. Just tapping. Just like that. There we go. think instead of those little strike down trees, this time we'll change it to a couple little foothills right here. We can do that, can't we? Just tap it and pick up. It's like one hair and some air, literally. Literally, I mean, I can't stress that enough. Over here, just tap a little bit. Tap this way, though. Just to diffuse it a little bit. Give it a little mistier effect. Wipe that off. You pick up a little paint. Get rid of that here a little bit anyway. Alright, maybe just a little bit right there. Okay. There we go. We got a big old mountain. Big old mountain on there. Live PD on Saturday night. What's live PD? What's live PD? Like police department or something? Is that a TV show I don't know about? My leather chair's a little squeaky here. So I have little strike down trees in the other one. I think I want to do little foothills tonight. I'm going to take my 2-inch brush and go get me some of that straight midnight black or mountain mix is what I'm using. And just a little here. Maybe there's a little dark right here. Don't kill your mountain. Here a little bit. You won't see much of this over here. We got trees that go right there. Maybe just enough for a little contrast here. The whole range of these things here. Tap a little dark in. I'll show you what we'll do with it. Careful here. Don't get up in your mountain too much because you can make a muddy mess really quickly. Like what's in the koozie, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. Just Coke Zero. Just a Coke Zero. There. Okay, you guys can't see that, I bet. But I've tapped just a little foothill shape down here. Now wipe this off. I don't need to clean it. Notice I don't clean brushes very often. I'd rather have to clean them later. Sometimes it's 1 o'clock in the morning and I'm out there cleaning the brush. I'm a night owl. We can do these late if we need to. 3 o'clock in the morning painting. With Brown. You like those radio shows you listen to on the late night car. They'll talk about aliens and conspiracies and things. It's like fun to me, actually. Yeah, you all, I guarantee you can't see that very well, but watch this. It'll take me just probably need, my paint's really dry. I'm going to take just a little bit of the liquid clear because I have it here and it'll thin down the paint. I'm going to grab a little white and mix them on the brush and a little bit of phthalo green. Just kind of, you can hear me bouncing around over here. I'll show you what the brush looks like before we go to the canvas. A little more phthalo green out. Look at that. Let you see all that. Hold on. A little more phthalo green. There we go. See all that on the ends of the bristles? You can't see the painting, or you can't see me, because you don't need to see me. Nobody needs to see me. Alright, so we'll start over here, because if we mess up over here, you don't like it, you can scrape it off, because we got big trees that live right there. But I just want to, just right on top of that where I touched before. Just put a little, like a little foothill, little trees maybe, or have caught some snow, or whether it's snow or whatever. Right there. Right there. Just touch. Don't worry about it if it gets too far down, because a lot of this we need to put some white in the water, so no big deal if it's looking a little odd, a little too bright right there. Maybe just make a little area right there and just touch it. If you touch the canvas and it does not come off, that means your paint's probably, you don't have enough paint maybe, or it's not thin enough. It needs to be it doesn't need to be thin. I don't even like using that word, but it has to be a little looser than the paint that's up here. So that'll be our little foothill. Again, it can be whatever this is in your mind. It doesn't matter to me. The little trees. You could call it grass if you want to. I won't get mad at you. We don't get mad at you for things. Alright, that was pretty good. But look, I left a lot of the dark showing in there too. You got to. If you don't, it won't look right. All right. Now, let's take a brush that we just used and wipe it out good, okay? That should work, I think. Wipe it out on a paper towel. When I do this, guys, and you're painting with me, and anytime you want to clean your brush, clean it. And if you go up here and it looks dirty or something, and you're like, that looks awful, clean your brush. But make sure on these liquid clear canvases that you get your brush good and dry. If not, you'll be mad at me, because it will start giving you some issues. So I'd rather have a dirtier brush and paint than a clean, sopping, wet brush that's thinner. For one, thinner, it'll take your paint off the canvas, so be careful. If you got a little bit of white left, grab a little bit of pure white. Don't worry about the green in it. Now, if you really want to get detailed on these little northern lights, you can reflect them just like they are up in the sky if you really want to. I don't ever do that usually. I have one that did that, and it really wasn't worth the effort to do it. So I'm going to go up here with a little bit of white on my brush, and I'm going to find where this land is. Land stops, and where these little reflections would start coming out. Do that there. Go all the way across a little bit here. And you don't really need a ton of that in the water. You'd probably be better to leave less. You'd be happier, I think, if you leave less. If it gets a little white on you, put you a touch of that phthalo green on your brush. And that will help get that color in the water. You can match them up even just a little bit by doing this. You got one there, you got one there, you got one right there. So we'll just pull straight down. Yeah, pull straight down, don't pull at an angle. Yeah, we got a little bit over here. A little bit. Like the water kind of getting dark over that way. Alright, clean that brush off. Pull it in, clean that brush off. I'm going to pull a sneaky on you though and grab a clean brush. But wipe yours off. If you only got one, you're not fortunate to have all these brushes like I am, crazy man. Now I have to clean them though. Pull this down with a clean brush now. And that'll just kind of finish getting it down in the water, picking up that color. And then we want to 2 hairs in some air, 3 hairs, whatever you feel like using, but just lightly, no pressure on the brush, just kind of horizontally. Just take that brush across that water. Now don't like do this or that way. It's just straight across. You can sneak in there. You don't have to pull like a foot across. Just sneak in little areas you need to, just barely touch them. And by pulling it that way now, we pull it straight down and then across, it gives it a little bit more of a glacier feel. And you get that happening there. Yeah, I was going to do the little strike down tree, but I decided to do foothills tonight. You know, that's the power you have. You can change this painting anytime you want to. Now, when I'm teaching classes, people are following along in a class, I never change anything, unless they ask. So, I have a little more free reign here, guys. I want to grab me some of my highlight color left from the mountain highlight and go back up in here with some of that titanium white and phthalo green is all it is. And just kind of saw a little bit of a water line back in here. This really helps, by the way, I think, to push everything back. And now you know kind of what the heck did you do there? Oh, that's water. Oh, I got you. Now we know. Just kind of pull it down at an angle like that. You notice how even though I let the water dip, I didn't do like this and try to conform it to my land. I almost stair-stepped it down, but it's flat across, it's straight across. You got to do that or it will look weird. If I could get in the closet easy, I'd show you my first one. And I did that. There was a little circular pond, and I kind of went like that with it instead of just kind of sawing into it. Looks weird. Yeah. Usually when I tell you those things, because I've done them. I don't make too many things up. I've been known to make a few things up. Put as much water on as you want. Like that. If you want, you can have a little bit. Hey, Sherry. The owls are not what they seem here, so be careful. You want a little bit of glass, a little bit more water line down here. Who knows? Maybe a little bit right there. It's just your world. Take care of it. I'll take care of you. Have fun with it. Whatever. Man, that looks almost good enough to stop. Just 3 elements. You got your northern lights, mountains, and foothills and water. That's 4 elements. Okay. Almost 3. Won't count the foothills. But we'll put a tree or 2 in here. We've got a couple little bushes maybe right here, and they're not evergreen trees. They're kind of I don't even think I put any foliage. I didn't. Just some little limbs growing off of them. Real easy. Douglas firs and the owls will come. That's right. I don't think this canvas can hold those Douglas firs. Those are massive trees. Majestic trees. Alright. So we'll grab another brush here. I'd like to clean the white out of that one. Oh, I got paint on it somehow. I didn't use it yet. You can do this any way you want to. I'm going to use a fan brush. We can put it on with a knife if we wanted to. We'll make a little highlight on with our knife. But we've got, it looks like to me, a couple little trees. Yeah, I'll just do this side. I can sneak some limbs in here because there's not a lot of paint here. So we'll do it on this side. Right here. A couple little trees. And they're a little closer to you, so they're going to be bigger than... You can let them come all the way down. We'll cover them up with bushes here in a minute. No worries about that. Right now they just need to be dark. There. There are 2 sticks in the sky right now, or 1. Now here comes 2. Right in the water there. Right in the water. Let's see. Alright. Table green is not like, man, it doesn't look as good in like a normal landscape, but if you need, or if you need like a shadowy color green, phthalo green's a great color. Or you can mix your own too that's close enough to phthalo green if you don't have it. One of the things I always encourage people is get you a color wheel and play around with it. See what colors go well together. We always think Bob just threw everything up on the canvas and it looked so pretty, but Bob had some training. So, don't be worried. But also, if you like colors that are completely, what traditional artists would say doesn't go together, it doesn't matter. Use them. Who cares? Don't make the noise. We try to. I might take my little round brush because I'm crazy. Should just do little 1-inch bushes here, but we'll just, so that nobody freaks out on me, we'll just throw a bush here over this guy here. There. Now that makes me even feel better right there. Whew. Those trees were just floating in the sky. Right down that's some kind of big fence. That's keeping Godzilla or the Yetis in, I guess. I don't know. Who knows? Maybe some bushes you want. Tap them in there. A little closer piece of land. Oh, better put a little highlight on. A little highlight go a long way, right? A little highlight will go a long way. Anybody got any questions? Anybody painting along and need me to stop a minute? I'll stop and take a drink right now. Alright. Nobody's commenting, so I'm going to keep it going. Just tell me to slow down if I need to. These little paintings like this are quite effective, but they don't take a long time to do. Of course, if I was just starting, this would be like, oh my Lord, have mercy. How can I do that? So, don't let me scare you there either, if you're taking a long time. I'm going to pull this easel. No, we haven't put any branches on there yet. Those will come at the end here after I do my highlights even. I need to do that last. Just a touch of two. And it's that same phthalo green and white color here. I'm just tapping, touching. Just a little bit of a, I'm not even going to worry about it. If you wanted to, you could use the same, well, we might as well. Just don't go worry about it. But here and there, just maybe a little bit of that same shadow color that we used on our mountain. Sorry, my arm's in the way there. No other way for me to do that. Probably is, but that's how I've always done it. Just kind of turning out this way. Whatever works for you. Don't need to put my arm in your face. I always go back and kind of let them mix together a little bit. But leave some of the black showing too. You wouldn't have just a solid highlight and shadow tree. There'd be, highlight your shadow and kind of a mid-tone or something. Kind of when you mix them together a little bit. A little bit on this guy here. Try to do it this way. Good thing here is if you get a little, we got a little crook on him there. Get a little too wide and you touch outside of your tree shape, just build it back up to make a massive tree. Touch, touch, touch. If you got enough paint on there and you hold your tongue just right, it will come right off for you. And a little bit right there, on a little bit brighter. There we go. Yeah. All right, maybe since we did that, we better do a little bit back here. Ooh, that's a little too much. Who knows? We don't care. I always like to take a little bit, again, mix those colors together, let them kind of, let a little light spill to the back, let a little dark spill to the front. But not much, just kind of here and there. It looks better that way. I think it rounds the tree. Here we go. We'll grab us a script liner brush, grab your preferred script liner brush and get you some paint thinner. Or, actually, hold on, don't do paint thinner. I'm going to use paint thinner, but you guys, if you're using liquid clear, you could probably make the liquid clear work. You could make a painting medium like the Bob Ross painting medium. Linseed oil, it would probably thin it down enough to do these little branches, and you won't have that worry of that chemical reaction with the liquid clear and the paint thinner. I'm a rebel, or I'm not worried about one, so I'm just going to use that. And I'm going to go back to the same color. It's that I'm using Mountain Mix, so that's what it is. Dark color. Thinning it down a good bit. Always twirl that brush in your hand as you come back out of that paint to get a nice little pointy end on your brush again. I'm going to show you something here too that you can do. And I always think these little trees like this just kind of have droopy arms. Let it drive over that. You don't see a lot of these. I don't even think you see a lot in the original one I did. If they come out in those lights, you see them really well. I'm intentionally going to stay away from that mountain. So we'll think that these guys just have arms that just kind of only go up, maybe the top third of the tree. We don't want to get them too high. I think metal is much better personality. I don't know what that means. Metal. Oh, metal. Do you find the metal? Okay. Yeah. Okay, I got it. Metal knife works better. I've never used a plastic painting or palette knife, so I couldn't tell you for sure, but I would almost guarantee a metal is probably going to be better. But I'm sure there's uses of a plastic one where that would be good too. So whatever your preference, that's up to you. Swoop down and into my mountain there a little bit. Okay. And if you want to, you can grab a little bit of white, clean your brush off. Looks like I did on that other one. Maybe it's the same color, just a little lighter green and some white. And you can go right on top of those and just put a little bit of a highlight. You can actually probably just paint them with this color. Throw a couple extras on here with this and it'll show up. That's probably easier. Why don't we do that? Maybe that one comes there and it comes all the way over there. Who knows? Just some hanging down arms and hanging up. Let them come out to the side. There we go. I can just put some long things on here. These old things usually have those scraggly things coming off of them like that. We'll grab our brush here and I'm going to put some paint out. Apparently I didn't put enough out to start with. Some white, I need a little green. I ran out of a little green even, guys. I'm not eating it, so don't worry. No worries about calling poison control. But I do have to find it. There's. Alright, so I'll touch I want some little bushes down here, and I want them to be a little. I don't like the bushes on that other one. They got a little too bright to me. Let's focus on keeping them a little darker. Okay? A little bit of liquid clear would probably be good because my white is super, super firm right now. So I'm going to thin it, or loosen it up is a better term with that. And then I'm going to grab some phthalo green. And I'll show you what my brush looks like before I hit the canvas with it. It'll be almost like a minty green in there. You see that? A little bit more green this time. Look at the little bush that lives right here. Here's one. We know we want to put these little guys in here somewhere. Just like that. I'm just touching it because I put a little bit of that in there. It's going to come out. I'm trying to leave a little more dark this time though. Maybe there's a little bit showing right there. I don't know. And maybe just take it right there, and a little indication of something happening over there in that corner. And if I didn't know better, I think we're almost done. What do you guys think? I do. You know, the other night, Chip, what happened? I kept wondering why every color I had was super dry. I mean, like to the point I couldn't pull it out with a palette knife. I turned my butcher paper that I used for a palette upside down, so it was on the non-slick side, and all the oil had soaked up. How do I make the bush highlights? Well, you want me to do some over there? A couple right here, maybe? Make that kind of close that in, or all I'm doing there is making sure your paint's loose enough that it pulls right off. Let me show you my brush. That might help you more than anything. So remember, I put the mountain mix color already on the canvas. So if my paint was not loose enough, what would happen is you would see this brush would now be pretty much dark, like the mountain mix color, or muddy looking. If you go to the canvas and all of a sudden you come back off and your brush, your 1-inch, your round brush, whatever you're using, looks dirty, it looks, you know, starting to pick up that underpainting or the bush shadow color, or whatever you want to call it, you need to thin that paint down with a little something. Whether it be a touch of paint thinner, whether it be some of your medium like liquid clear, and then you just touch again, and all that happens is you get a little mark there, and you can always just check. That's one way, especially on a black canvas, it's a little easier. You've already got the dark there, so it can mix a little bit and you're okay. But I mean, that's a good little tip there. That always helped me. Not a good tip because I came up with it. I'm sure somebody else told me. But if your brush is getting really dark, you know, as soon as you touch it, your undercoat there for your bushes is too thin. Remember the golden rule: a thin paint will stick to a thick paint. This is the half round. That's what I prefer to do bushes with. I don't know why. I can use the 1-inch or the 2-inch, but I always grab these out of habit. I've had this one since I started, probably 4 years old. Still looks pretty good, but I use it all the time. So I recommend these. They make a half. This is a half. They make a whole. I guess a 1-inch round. I think that's what it's called. Okay. All right. So what else do we want here, guys? It looks pretty much done to me. What if we had a couple of little, I always like those sticks. I had sticks in that one, yeah. We'll take our liner brush there and go through some paint, thin it down with some paint thinner. Or, probably safer to use the liquid clear, especially if you're not used to painting with it. Because I'd rather not have you get that reaction that can happen. In here somewhere, there's some little guys like that. They just kind of live out here. You don't need a lot. Maybe a little bit sticks up there. I usually do 3, I don't know why. The one that kind of sticks out all the way up through there. Phew, Lord. He grew on us. Somebody dropped some miracle grow out of here in this Alaskan wilderness, I guess. Little sticks there. What do you think? Yeah, the half round's mine. I think it's just what you get used to. Thin paint sticks on thick paint. That's right, James. That's the golden rule. If you remember that, it'll go a long way. I got a little place I don't like there, so where my there. Just knock my little stick into the bushes a little bit here. There. Grab my other brush real quick. Take out a little bit of that highlight I did like. Just a bit of grass or something there hiding that little stick. We need names. We don't start naming our trees. Let's sign it over here. I never worry what sign to sign it on. It's wherever I can figure out where to sign it. We'll take some, we'll just stay with the greens. We'll stay with the white and green. In my liner brush. And we'll sign her right here. I sign in pretty much block letters. Well, I always sign. I don't want to change it now. Lord, someday people will be like, that's a counterfeit. I don't think anybody could do that bad. There's my signature. Everybody can see that. All right. Well, we almost hit an hour on this one. That's pretty quick. That's quick for me. Northern Lights are easy though, guys. Try these out. Try these out and see what you think. Leave them out now. Even just put little foothills. We did one of those, I think, already. But they're fun to do, especially if you've seen them in person. They're fun to do, I bet. You can change them and do all kinds of things with them. Well, there they are. Well, guys, thank you for stopping by and hanging out with me on a Saturday night. Maybe one of these Saturday nights we can all we'll be able to get out again. We won't have to paint. You won't have to stick around with me. I think I don't paint again online unless I just decide to until Tuesday. And that Tuesday painting, I was going to tell you guys about that if you're painting along, if you like to paint along. Tuesday painting is we're painting with gesso or acrylics. Either one will work. So get you some gray and black gesso or gray and black acrylic. And we're going to do the underpainting on Tuesday. And I'm going to use a fairly large canvas. I may do a, I don't know the size I'm going to use yet. It's likely to be at least a 12 by 24, if not a 24 by 36. Don't worry about the size I'm using though. I just want you all to be able to see it. But we're painting just some trees and some bushes, and I'll put the picture of the underpainting on there so you guys can see it. But everybody have a good weekend, the rest of your weekend, and take care and be well, okay? I'll see you in a few days. Stay healthy.